Driver than me.
Hi guys, it's Friday and it is approaching 2:45. Now I've been looking forward to this weekend because there's a couple of things lining up that hopefully will make today more interesting. So first thing, you've got the end of the dry spell, commonly known in the taxi trade, between January and February because it's payday weekend. You've also got a lot of the workforce will be not active during 4:30 to 9 o'clock about, which could potentially create a few surges, but who knows? Let's find out. 10 to 4 and I'm on 24 quid. It's not been too bad. I've stuck to the little local jobs. I don't think I'll deliberately be taking any big jobs today. And I've also been marking down, you know, the stop new requests. I've been doing that as well because I want to keep my eye out for surges if they occur. Did you notice as well that Uber's added speed cameras now to their own little sat nav that they do? So they sent this out, if you haven't seen. So that'll be interesting. Not that I'm a boy racer, but it's always nice to know where they are, aren't they? Right, let's see what the next hour does. 10 to 5 and I'm on 49 quid. Now there has been little pockets of surges here and there, but not where I've been. So I think some people might be getting surge jobs. There was one that said surge job, but it was £3.75. But it still had the surge icon there. It's like, no thanks. So I think some people are getting surges in certain pockets randomly, but it's not like an explosion of surge jobs everywhere. I'm hoping the next hour picks up a bit, but I'm still not complaining with what I've done so far. 10 past 7, completely lost track of time, and I'm on 98 quid. I have been so unlucky when it comes to it. So there's been surges in areas, and then I've got a job heading that way. And obviously I've done the stop requests. And then when I've ended up in that area, there's been no surge. And then when I look on the map, the surge was where I was. And a customer's just said they've been charged more because of high demand. Yet the job I'd picked them up on wasn't a surge. So that's even dodgier, isn't it? If that's a thing that's happening now, so they're surging the customers but not giving it to the drivers. Absolute shocking, because let's face it, that's one of the biggest perks about Uber, is when there's high demand you get the surge. I've just had another customer that was, they get in, sit there, it was a bit quiet and stuff, so I broke the ice with them, and they were a doctor, and I went, a doctor? I went, like a real doctor, or are you like a paleontologist or a psychiatrist? Do I want you running towards me if I'm choking on a plane? And he was absolutely in stitches laughing, and he was like, no, I'm a real doctor. I went, a GP? And he went, yeah. And I went, no, don't believe you, they don't exist, no one can get an appointment now. He went, no, I am. And he went, it's because of all these 22-year-olds coming in with runny noses, why there's such, we've had a backlog since COVID, and then all these 22-year-olds coming in with nothing wrong with them. It's like, go and take a Lemsip and lie down. 10 to 9 and I'm on 122. I've just had an absolute scream with a customer. As I pulls up outside at Wetherspoons, it was a case of, oh no, 4 started walking towards me and 1 had a drink in her hand. I immediately looked at her and she went, I'm not bringing it, I know the rules. And she put it down, and it was like, okay. So as we're driving to their destination, the guy went, oh, we need an offie to get more drink. And I went, oh, I can only go what's on the app, mate. He went, we're going to go past an offie, will you stop and I'll jump in? And I was like, oh, can't, mate, can't. And he went, I'll give you the tenner tip cash. I went, well, go on then. So he went in his wallet, pulled out a tenner tip cash, give me it. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll stop. So I stopped, he went in, got back in, and he went, oh, thanks very much for that. I went, mate, I would have done that for a £5. Well, it's Saturday now, and Uber's made another update to the app. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the earning trendings, you know when you click the earning trendings and it shows It shows like them grey clouds that you see normally, but it shows particular areas at particular times, whether drivers have made much money or not. And it's based on historical 4 weeks. They're now making that live, so that when you're in that particular hour, it's telling you live what the drivers are earning. So I don't know if you've seen that, but you might want to check it out. I'll see if there's a screenshot or two to put here. And yeah, so that's interesting. Now, thing about today is, yes, I'm starting. It's after 2ish, which is my normal time to start. But I've had to take my daughter to one of them Ninja Warriors things, you know, the activity things. So I am way out of the area that I would normally start my shift in. So this is going to be quite interesting for me, what I do in the next hour or two. Because then I'll have to pick it up if I'm close by. If I'm not close by, my wife's getting a text to pick her up. But we'll see what happens, because this is I'm by Liverpool Airport, and this is not where I start. First hour up in an area that I don't normally start in, and I'm on £21.50, so it's similar to an area where I normally start in. But I've just had a customer that gets in, and as they get in, they added a stop to the city centre. I went, no, sorry, and I pulled over, and I went, I'm not able to do that. And they went, what do you mean you're not able to do that? I'm picking up my friend and then we want to go to the city centre. And when the original job you put in was just your friend's address, which was like 2 miles away. I said, I need to stay in this area today. There's no chance I can take you to the city centre. But you're meant to. I went, actually, I'm not. I said, you can set it back to just your friends and I'll take you there, and then you can order another cab. So she did. So I used that little misbehaviour trick to make sure she didn't rate me a 1 star. So it's about 4:05. I'll stick it here. I'm on 47 quid. So although I've stayed local this whole time to where my daughter is in the Ninja Warrior, I've managed to pull off a nice amount for that hour. So I'm quite pleased with that. You've got to love the fact that as Uber drivers, we're that flexible. We can literally switch it off whenever we want, drop everything, and, you know, do this like I've done for my daughter now. If I was in a regular 9 to 5 job with bosses and peers and all that, she never would have been able to go if I was working on the Saturday. You gotta love that, haven't you? Anyway, then I'm gonna go and sort that out and then carry on my shift. I'll let you know in the next clip what happened there. So it's 6:15. So what you're seeing now is 5:15 when I come back out after doing that run round, and then an hour later, and that's what I'm on. But let me tell you, I've just nearly lost one of the doors to my car. I picked up 2 people, both sat either side in the back, and was taking them to McDonald's. That's where they were working. And as I got to McDonald's, the woman on the left got out fine, right? The woman was about to get out on the right, and I looked at me wing mirror and went, hang on. And then she opened the door still. I went, hang on. And she got out. And as she got out, this car that I was watching, it was so close, the car swerved. Honestly, the person who was driving had reflexes like a cat. So I'll tip my hat off to him, definitely the way he did it. If not, I would have completely lost my door. It was that close, right? If a piece of coal would have been in me, then it would have been a diamond. That's how close it was. That's how much I clenched because I thought it was game over. Anyway, 2 star. So it's 8:15, and this is what I'm on. So I'm doing all right, to be fair. But during them 2 hours, there was a little surge here and there. So here's the surges I got. I got this one, which was just after I did that video, and then I got this one. So they weren't too bad. I was quite happy with them. Then I had one of them tricky customers again, where they get in, it's going from A to B, and as we're driving, he goes, oh, did that not add the middle star? It was like, oh, you just know that they know, and everyone knows exactly what they're up to. And it was like, no, there isn't another stop in here. So I immediately pulled over and I went, just add it. So he added it. Now I managed to catch how much he was getting charged for it, because he asked for a bit of help with his phone. And he was getting charged 27 quid. And I got 22 quid after he'd done the alter. So Uber took the 5. Now a lot of people are saying Uber takes loads and loads and loads. Now if you think about it, Uber also has to pay VAT, whereas local firms don't. So if you take that into account, they haven't walked away with much fare-wise. What do you think? Am I being too easy on Uber or what? So now I'm going to have a quick coffee and then come back out, because I'm still raring to go. I don't think any more surges is going to happen though. So it's 9:45 and I'm on 153. The last hour, there's not been much pop-ups at all. What you're seeing now on the screen, by the way, is when I come back out at 9:45, and now it's 9:45. I am getting a bit fed up doing that double thing all the time. Someone questioned me one night and went, how do we know you haven't worked half an hour and then adding an hour on? It's like, why would people do that? You know, I'm just telling you how it is. If I have a bad hour, which I just did, then I'll tell you. What's the point in doing anything else? I've just picked up a customer and I had a laugh with her. I picked her up at Asda, and she was telling me about her entire night that she's got planned. She's bought new duvet sets, bubble bath, and then she said she bought herself flowers. And I was like, oh, that's kind of sad you've had to buy yourself flowers. And she went, yeah, but when I go in, I'm going to put them in his hand, say, wait there a minute, and then I'm going to walk back in the room and go, oh, thank you, you bought me flowers. 12:15 and I'm on £200 and 50 pence or something like that. I'll put it there. I've just had the worst job I've ever been offered on Uber. Ever. In fact, the worst job I've ever been offered as being a private hire driver. Are you ready? Brace yourselves. This. How shocking is that? 1:45, and shockingly in the last hour I've just pulled off 35 quid. So here we go. And the last job was not far from the house. Yay. Right, let's do the roundup. So we've got Friday's hours, Friday's earnings, Friday by the hour, Saturday's hours, Saturday's earnings, Saturday by the hour. And then we've got the full video, haven't we? So we've got total hours, total earnings, total by the hour. Yeah. Now, a lot of people seem to think, or I get asked a lot, do you only work weekends? And the answer to that simply is, of course not. You cannot do Uber just on a Friday and a Saturday. The expenses alone would not be covered. Or you just about covered expenses, you wouldn't actually earn anything, depending on how you've got it. So what I will do is, it seems to be a popular request to do a weekday video. So over the next 2 weeks, I'll drop a few of them and see how we get on. Anyway, if you've enjoyed the video, give us a like, give us a sub. See you in the next one.